old soldiers never die. They just fade away. As a boy, growing up in Texas, his family followed the American battles. His dad was in the Army. When he was 20, he went to, or 18 I should say, he went to West Point. Graduated top of his class. And soon he was on the battlefields, including one time with his father, and they both won the Medal of Honor. He retired and found himself back in the service of his country. In 1951, he gave a farewell address to Congress. He was 70 years old, 71 actually. He was a 5-star general. Douglas MacArthur retold a story during that farewell. As a young soldier in the barracks, of his comrades singing a song, a parody of modern tune. And the line that had stayed with him was, "Old soldiers never die, they just fade away." Which is kind of interesting. And I would like to say, although I hesitate, that old Toastmasters never die. They just fade away. But do they? That's the question I pose to you. Do they fade away? I'd like to say no. And having been here for 3.5 years, I think that our stories live on. I came to Gresham Toastmasters 3.5 years ago. But I didn't just pick up, my phone and look for a site and just come here. I thought about it. It started with my boss saying, "Hey Joe, you need to get better at public speaking. You need to get rid of those ahs and ums and verbal miscues." It was part of my mid-year appraisal. How am I going to do this? And then I remember that some of my friends have done Toastmasters. And I remember being in Columbia Pool on a summer day with my phone out, watching the kids, but also Googling Toastmasters. I'm like, where are Toastmaster clubs? Where could they be? Surprisingly, they're everywhere, which means I had a chance to have analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis. Was it this club that's better or that club that's better? Should it be in the morning? Should it be in the evening? It was a tough decision. And then I'm like, Gresham Toastmasters is close to work. Maybe that would work. It'd be in the morning. My evenings would still be available for my family. And I remember emailing the club and Wendy sending me this sweet note of encouragement. Come, we have a great club. You'll love it. And she took the time after the first meeting, like, do you have questions? I have answers. And we sat right over there. That experience was the start of 3.5 years of lots of stories. I kind of tried to do some math. That's well over 150 meetings I came to. Well over 450 stories. Probably over 3,000 tabletop and impromptu speeches, and lots of feedback. It's those stories and that feedback that changed me. And I think that when I ponder some of those stories, some of them are really powerful. When Deb speaks of loss, it touches me. Rudy talks about packing to come to the U.S. It gives me a chance to think about all the people that have packed for a journey, whether it's Vern's to set out to explore the Pacific Crest, or, you know, any of the refugees that have made a trek of literally thousands of miles. The same thing can be said of our friends in any of their experiences. We listen to these stories and they touch us. And when they touch us, we connect with our humanity. And I know for a fact it shaped me. When I think about stories, stories are not just stories. Stories come from something. They come from a wellspring of our lives, of our friends' lives, of people that we don't even know. It's why we say often that nonfiction is more interesting than fiction. And as a kid, I did not get that. Probably many of us here did not get that. But I love true stories. So when I think of what it means to be a person in society and where the future is going, I am encouraged because our stories are what are shaping the lives of others and how we build to a future that I feel is optimistic and rewarding. And I have more than once pondered that I'm happiest in today, not in yesterday. Because today we have advances. People have cured cancers. They have created beautiful things that I enjoy immensely, including Toastmasters, which is a vibrant organization. Our club is vibrant because of the stories that we tell and how we affect each other. Thinking back to what MacArthur told in his farewell address and how it might actually be better, I would say old Toastmasters never die. Their stories live on.